Good day. Welcome to Conversations with E.M.U. Today, our conversations will be centered on the Taiwan SKN International Student Experience. The scholarships offered by the Republic of China Taiwan is a gateway to excellence, one student at a time. It is the hope that today's episode will encourage our citizens to take advantage of all tertiary education opportunities as they prepare to become global citizens in this rapidly changing world. Entering a new country with the aim to pursue studies is a new benchmark in the life of anyone. On this edition of Conversations with E.M.U, our guests reminisce about their reasons for pursuing tertiary education in Taiwan, among other things. Let's join them as they provide us with a snap view into life as an international student.
Hi everybody, I am Danya L. Francis and I am the ambassador to Taiwan.
Ni hao, 我是 Panzuti. Hi, my name is Judith Pemberton and right now I'm seeking employment.
我是 Hanlusha Valencia Henry and I am an early childhood educator. I live and work in Taiwan.
Ni hao, 我是 Lu Yenda. Hi everyone, my name is Ade Brunda and I am also from St. Kitts. I chose to study in Taiwan because I saw it as a challenge. Everyone was going to Cuba or even to America, but I saw the challenge as taking up Chinese and that was my motivation.
I decided to study in Taiwan because I always thought if I'm going to study journalism and mass communication, I shouldn't have to pay for it. So when I heard about the scholarship and the fact that they were offering that course, I decided to apply.
And for me, in 2011, I got the opportunity to do a short 3-month course in Taiwan and I fell in love with it. And from then it was, I have to go to Taiwan to study on a free full scholarship.
I like that.
I always thought about going to Taiwan. In high school, I received a scholarship from Taiwan. And then I said, I should go to Taiwan to study. And so in 2010, I applied to study in Taiwan, but I didn't get the scholarship. But I said, let me try again in 2012. And I was able to get a scholarship and I went to Taiwan and I loved the experience.
And to be honest, actually, like the first time I heard about the scholarship in Taiwan, I thought it's too far.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Yeah.
But as time went by, more people went, and then you realize, okay, it wouldn't be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Go, come back. But I'm not back.
I first did my Bachelor's of Arts at Minchon University in Journalism and Mass Communication. At the time, I was a teacher and a part-time journalist, and I said, I did not say anything for education. So I said, let me just do journalism and mass communication, and I applied at Minchon University and I was successful. Then while in Taiwan, I became interested in health, and I applied at this medical school. Everybody thought I was crazy. I went to Taipei Medical University and I did a Master of Science in Global Health and Development. And I always wanted to do health communication. I wanted to teach people how to take care of themselves. There was this advertisement I saw about washing your hands, and I was like, hey, a journalist, health communication officer. And so I did a Master's in Global Health and Development to support my journalism mass communication degree.
I too got a bachelor's in journalism and mass communication from Ming Chuang University.
Big up Ming Chuang.
Like
Hey.
Daniel, a year behind him. And it was because before I left St. Kitts, I worked at ZIZ, which I loved working at ZIZ. I created a couple programs. And even though I'm not specifically working at a media company, I have my own media company called Good Now Village. And I create content, songs, videos for children. I use them at work in Taiwan when I'm teaching children. And I hope maybe you can insert something here.
Let's go outside. It's time to celebrate Dragon Boat Festival.
For me, I was working in the tourism field before I left, and I just decided, okay, I'll go, and then I did my bachelor's of science in international tourism management, and after I did my master's in international business and trade.
And for me, I did international tourism management as well. My first exposure to the tourism field was in 2011 when I got the opportunity to go to Taiwan. I didn't know that tourism field was so broad. And for me, you know, our main industry was tourism. And I said, you know what? This would be a good field for me. So I chose that. Okay, yeah, for me, I was very comfortable being there before. And I had my best friend, Daniel. He was up in Taiwan already, and you know, I was like, oh yeah, we'll be together again. And for me, when I get an opportunity, I just jump on it and go and explore and see what's there for me to. Yeah.
I went to Taiwan being very open-minded, and I had a friend there, Wahanda Devent. I think she's married now, Wahanda Devent Thompson or something.
I don't know how.
Yeah, right. And also there was this with Natasha Maynard Burt. She's also from St. Paul's, and she got the scholarship as well. And so we were comfortable going there, knowing that we had someone there and we had each other. So I went there first day, learned how to say bed, how to say pillow, how to say everything, because I was just very comfortable and open-minded.
What is the most important phrase you think somebody should know if they're going to Taiwan for the first time?
How easy love. And it's like, hi, excuse me, boss owner, how much is this?
Right.
Yes. But be careful, because they're going to continue speaking in Mandarin. So even though you know that phrase, you have to be like, how much money he said? How much money is that? So
Change it to
that was something I learned very early.
Yes.
And that stuck with me.
But for me, it was completely different because I went up blindly. I was not really expecting anything, and I had no friends up there. And I didn't know anyone who was up there before. And then when I first went up, I actually traveled with some Kititians as well. But then when I first went up there, my first other friend was really Daniel. And he was very welcoming, open to showing us around, and also taught me a lot how to be open-minded with it and accept what is, and just, you can't change it. So just accept what it is. Yeah.
For me, I didn't have any hesitation because I really wanted to experience something new. After working at ZIZ for a few years and the environment there, it was a bit challenging. So I wanted to experience something new, and as well as further my education in the field. So I had no hesitation. I was ready to go.
Wow. For me, I was in the gym a lot, or I would either be cooking for my classmates. They would always be like, "Abi, I want to try the bread pudding," or "Abi, I want to try the cook up," "Abi, I want to try this." I'm like, okay, guys, I enjoy cooking as well too, but let's not get overboard. Let's not get carried away, because they were like, it was just good. But my spare time was spent mostly in the gym, cooking and
And Ade, as well as Chanel, they would cook for our get-together, our annual Christmas get-together. So we got to enjoy Kititian food every year for Christmas.
Ribs. Ooh.
Taiwan has this U-bike system, and I, along with my friends from St. Lucia, Kititians as well, my Nigerian friend, big up to Abdul, and my friend from Kingdom of Eswatini, which is the only kingdom in Africa.
And me.
And Valencia. We used to always take our U-bikes and just ride around Taiwan, ride around Taipei. Not Taiwan, because Taiwan is very big. We went around Taipei, and we went sightseeing and maybe go on this bike trail, and also we used to go to the beach. The beach. yes. And we had fun. We had fun as students.
I was going from Tabernacle to Harris's, and I had to take a bus. And then there were two ladies. They were walking, and I was like, if there was a U-bike right now,
one time.
Yeah, that was convenient.
Ambassador,
yes,
please make it happen.
I will.
Yes, the U-bike system is great for recreation, and then it's also useful to get you from place to place in Taiwan. I was looking forward to learning the language. So there are two scholarships or two general scholarship opportunities to study a bachelor's. There's the MOFA scholarship and the Taiwan ICDF scholarship. With the MOFA scholarship, you have the opportunity to study Chinese for 1 year. But I thought, I'm going to be living there for 4 years. Why do I need to study for 1 year? I must learn Chinese. So I was really excited about that. And
I also wanted to learn the language. As I said, when I got there, I started learning, but after a while, I was like, nah, it's not for me. But then I continued, meeting with, because unlike Valencia, I'm a bit more sociable. I social. I go out and I go and talk to people on the street and so on, and I learn. I would hear certain phrases, and I would go back to my classmates and say, hey, I heard them saying this on the road. What is this? And they would tell me, and I would just start. I would use it, even in situations that I should not be using it.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
use
yeah.
the phrase, and they're like, no,
They would
from
correct
down
you.
here, not now. You can't do that now. Oh, I'm learning. What's I learn? She, right? And also, I wanted to be a part of the culture. I want to be with the people, and so I joined. There was this gentleman, a guy, one of my what do you call him? Shega, like
Oh,
the person who is older than us. I'm thinking in Mandarin, right? He's from the US and introduced me to Taiwan has many indigenous tribes, these Amis and Palawan people. And he introduced me to an Amis family, and I went there and we were dancing right? And so I got to learn some of the language, I got to explore the culture and live with people and so on. And so that was something I really, really, really enjoyed. And I'm happy to be back in Taiwan again.
And Judah, you said you had 3 months before.
Mm-hmm.
So what
Yeah.
made
What
you
was
want to
that?
go back?
Yeah.
About the culture.
Yeah, for me as well, the language, and I really love the night market.
Yeah, the night market.
Every night,
that was
every night there's always
that was a
something to
lime.
do.
That was
Yeah,
a
that
lime.
was-
It was good.
yeah.
It was good. Getting to see all the different foods and everything.
Right.
Stinking tofu.
Oh my gosh.
Trying that. We
You
had
tried
everyone.
it?
Yeah, we had everyone talking
tried it
about
too.
it.
You tried it?
That
And I vomited.
for me, for me,
Literally.
for me, it was a no. But
So-
it was interesting.
Chodofu is
Chodofu.
stinking tofu.
Ah.
Stinky tofu. And it smells
It's
very...
really bad.
Even before you see it or
Yeah.
even know where the stall is, you're smelling it, and it's a complete turn
It
off.
can't be that bad if you ate it.
I
get
tried it. I tried it.
Actually,
Okay, I tried it and I ate it because I love
like to
Taiwanese. I love Taiwanese delicacies, so I was like, let me go and eat some chodofu. Sometimes I would walk in the net market and I'm like, tonight feels like a chodofu night. You want to get some chodofu, but not the boiled ones, the fried ones, grilled ones, because the boiled ones to me
Wow, too soft,
and
too mush.
yeah,
That's just no.
for me,
can't.
when I tried it, it was with our Chinese teacher, and I had just failed her exam at the time. And I thought, well, if I eat this thing, maybe she would, give me a better grade. So we were in the night market, and I was really trying, and I swallowed it, and it came up.
Wait, back up.
It came.
In every aspect of life, we are faced with challenges or setbacks. Listen as they speak about obstacles they encountered and what it took to overcome them.
I think Judith had the
me?
strongest
Yes.
success story.
For me, being my mother's only child, I wanted to, make something of myself. And as I said, I got the opportunity. I went, and failure was not an option for me. I had some challenges. One, being pregnant in university, and although I would not recommend anyone to be pregnant in university, but it was really hard. And on one hand, I was thinking, should I give up and go home and try something else, or do I push? And it was hard. I made a decision to continue school throughout the semester. Got the opportunity to come home and go back, and I finished
Yeah.
With
It's
God's
good.
help.
Failure was not an option.
It was not an
Jayo.
option.
And
Jayo.
it should not be an option.
Yes.
Yes.
For I always set goals, and growing up, I said I wanted to become a teacher, and I was a teacher at 17. And then I said I wanted to get my bachelor's by 25, and I went to Taiwan at 22. So it was like, we had 4 years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was happy. I was pushing. I said I couldn't stop school. In my second year, I was thinking about dropping out. To be
Oh,
honest,
really?
I was fed up. I
Why?
said
Of the
I was
culture?
I think being away from home
Oh, okay.
and certain things. I was like,
Yeah.
my time is up in Taiwan, but the international college, the scholarship officers, they really assisted me. They called me
And
in,
then I
and they
came.
spoke to me when Valencia was there. And
So life became
life became
Much
easy.
easier, much better.
Yeah, but I set goal, and I set a goal to get my degree by 25, and I know it was going to be 26 when I finished. However, Mingtron worked with me because I graduated on the 14th of June, and my birthday was the 18th of June, which meant I graduated at 25 and 11 months. Well, some days,
Yeah.
360 days before I was able to get that goal. And coming from St. Paul's, and we are people stigmatize people being from St. Paul's, and I said, you know what, St. Paul's people are very bright, and I'm going to go and show them that we're intelligent, and I'm going to graduate with my bachelor's degree, and now I have a master's degree.
Mine was, of course, I did the language when I first went up, and that was very, very difficult. I had a lot of nights crying, a lot of days from school, from the class, walking, because I did the language with another country-mate, Alric Edwards, and the both of us were basically our motivation, because he had a child as well. I don't want to speak much on him, but he has his own story, but he has a child, so he used that as his motivation. And for me, he was like, we can't fail, we can't be failing, we have to do this, we have to push, it's hard. And he was always saying we're living in an unforgiving society, and we cannot let that, make us, that can also be our drive as well. So we have to keep pushing ourselves. But the language was very, very difficult. So yeah, that was one of my challenges, but I succeeded. I passed my Chinese course. Proud about that, very proud. So yeah, that was one of my challenges, most challenging thing as well.
I guess dealing with loneliness was a challenge for me because I'm not the most social person. I get along with people well, but I like what I like. So if you're not biking, if you're not going to the beach, if you're not doing a puzzle, if you are not just, walking around randomly, then we don't have much to do. I'm not out drinking or anything, even though occasionally. So, yeah, because of that, I struggled with loneliness and struggled making friends who would do the things that I want to do. But what I did to overcome that was remember, there is a date that you're going to leave and it's going to be over, and then you get to go back to everything you were hoping to go back to. However,
You didn't leave.
look at that,
You're still there, so.
when you face your challenges, you never know what will come of it, what will happen on the other side of that.
I was able to deal with the challenge of being homesick. As I said, in my second year, I was really homesick. I really wanted to come home, but no one at home knew about that.
Right.
And so I joined the Taiwan Host Family program, where I met my lovely Taiwanese mom, Julia Su, and she was able to take me under her wings. And Valencia and Judith
Yeah, we
also
went
met
out,
her
yeah.
During Chinese New Year.
We ate
She
fran.
would take us out, and she would invite us out for lunch or dinner, and we
Yeah.
had frog legs.
Yes. Delicious.
And
Try it.
so I would encourage people, if you go to Taiwan, you feel homesick, join this the Taiwan Host Family program. You meet different people. I was able to meet this great friend from Gambia. He was the one who introduced me to the program when I told him what I was going through. And I was able to meet a whole family. Julia, my mom, and she came to my graduation. She brought me flowers. She bought me teddy bears, and she would invite me out. Even when I went back to Taiwan in September, she was like, "Hey, you're back. Well, welcome, and let's have dinner." And so I am going back to Taiwan, and hopefully for Chinese New Year, I can go and eat some food with Julia.
Negotiating.
Ooh.
As an international student, coming from St. Kitts, coming from a Western culture where we communicate a bit directly. In Taiwan, it's a lot different. So one of the things I would say was most interesting for me was realizing, let me call it a more feminine side. You know, you just operate softly, communicate softly, let your emotions show. In St. Kitts, it probably wouldn't work. People might shout BS. But in Taiwan, it resonates with them. So if you show the emotional side, you can get things done. So negotiating was interesting for me, and I learned how to do it differently in Taiwan. And I actually think it's effective.
I would say I got to be a bit softer, really, and meeting so many people from around the world. I was in a class with about 30 students for my bachelor's degree, and there were 15 different countries there. And so meeting people that you didn't even know, from Nauru and Solomon Islands and Kingdom of Eswatini and so on. So I somewhat had to change the way I communicated with people. As you said, I became a bit softer and less combative, and argumentative.
Yes,
I was
definitely.
just like, Danya, you're not in circus anymore. You don't understand your emotions that well, so just take it easy and talk to them nicely and so on, and become a bit more, become friendlier.
Yeah, I think he answered for basically everybody else, because it's basically the same for me as well too. Patience as well.
Yeah, as a student, that might have been the biggest challenge, figuring out how do you communicate with your classmates, your lecturers, the admin staff at the university. If you didn't approach it correctly, you would get nowhere.
Yep.
Look, and we used to always say in Taiwanese like to say bushing, or it's recommended that, but it meant like it was mandatory. It's mandatory, but we have to learn that language as well. Like when they say, no, but it's recommended that you take, because I did journalism and mass communication, and I was doing economics, and I went to the office and I said, I don't think that a journalist should know anything about economics. I think we can just read and put words around the numbers, and then they were like, but it is recommended, meaning it's mandatory, so we couldn't drop it. we couldn't drop economics and statistics.
But students like Danya, they went ahead of us, and because they spoke up and they learned how to communicate and get things done or move things along, I didn't have to do statistics. I didn't have to do economics. Even though I could handle some stats.
For me, it's the meaning of true independence. And I would say, yes, it was worthwhile.
I learned tolerance. I learned how to tolerate everybody's opinions, how to accept people's opinions and opinions. So when I came back to to St. Kitts to work in 2018, I was like, yeah, I'm back. I'm not the Danya from 2012. I'm Danya from 2018, and I was able to tolerate a lot of stuff in St. Kitts and Nevis, and I was able to appreciate people for who they are, and appreciate things for what they are, and I'm happy to learn, because as I said, Taiwan taught us how to listen to people and just yes, okay, you're not always right, even though sometimes you're always right.
and one more thing, and also how to be on time.
Oh, yes. Time management, definitely. Time management and patience. That for me was it, because I always felt like I was in control of time, which I can am, but still being in Taiwan, you always have to meet a schedule, and if you miss it, then you have to wait, and then that just throws off your whole day, everything. So time management and patience.
And in Taiwan, they're going to begin without you.
Yes.
They're going to start without you.
Yes.
Well, I used to enter competitions, and I used to get frustrated because sometimes the competition is 8 o'clock and they want us to be there for 4 to
mic check.
to the mic check, sound check, and be there sitting, and I'm like, we have to be here, but then that's something I learned. So when I came back again to St. Kitts, I introduced that to my students that we have to be early. I would always go to school early. I would go to places early and shop and wait on people.
In Taiwan, I also work as a singer.
Yes.
And if the gig, the event, the performance starts at 7, I have to be there at 5.
Yes.
For sound check, then you get ready,
Just
then you
rehearsal.
have your B&Dan, your lunchbox, and then you perform. But for me, and they might disagree, but what I learned in Taiwan is that in St. Kitts and Nevis, we eat too much food. Stop.
I don't disagree. I actually agree with
Okay,
you. We
thank
do
you.
because I said like portion control.
Yeah.
That's something I learned as well. And also being like fitness and stuff like that. Because as I said, I did a lot of gym throughout my time, and then I realized like the amount of food I would have been eating, portion control, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what I eat, but is it the amount and how often? So I do agree with you, well, and sure.
Yes, we
I
have
do agree.
lot of meat, lot of
Too many
rice,
starches, this.
pie,
Cheese,
pie.
cheese.
You know, somebody.
Cheese,
But to be
cream,
honest,
cream.
that's the same thing that is that happens in Taiwan. However, it's not everybody purchasing their own food. It's that they get pie for the table, the rice for the table, and you share it, right?
Yeah.
But at home we cook too much. I would agree.
Yeah,
we
we
cook
do.
too much, and we want to have too much. Yes, Valencia.
If you look at a B&Dan, a lunchbox, proportions, vegetables, meat, rice,
Sometimes you have to have
nothing
two and
like.
because it's too small.
No, it's more. It's three vegetable options usually. Then you have your rice,
The rice
and your meat.
meat.
But
Yeah.
in St. Kitts,
You
and Nevis, I love you.
You have the rice and
you have rice
Rice.
and more
Three
rice, and
different
they love
pies.
rice.
Yes.
But we love rice.
yeah.
More rice.
we love rice.
They love bread, but we
We
love
love-
bread, more bread. So that was important, and I hope that anybody listening right now, take it down a notch. We eat too much. We don't need to eat so much.
Okay, guys, so can we talk about the convenience in
No.
Taiwan? The convenience in Taiwan is like no other. One for me, I miss lying down in my bed, Uber Eats, Food Panda, grocery shopping, the bank system.
Maybe we should talk about
Okay,
the
I-
bus system.
The bus
We
system,
use our
taxis,
yo-yo card, the smart card, where you could
every
pay the
single
bus,
thing.
pay the taxi,
Right.
pay at the supermarket,
Yep.
Right,
pay at the
right.
shops, at the stores.
7-Eleven,
Also-
Even
the
your health
highlights,
insurance
health
card,
insurance.
you can use it to ID yourself in different locations, not just
Yeah.
at the
hospital or clinics.
Yeah, but for me, the biggest convenience would be the transportation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can go from the north of Taipei to the south of Taipei in 2 hours, like on a high-speed rail. And I visited England recently, and just comparing their subway system to Taiwan, Taiwan is so clean. Oh, I love it. You go in the subway in England, oh, nobody come for me. But dirty.
Just like America, it's just
Oh,
Oh,
in America
disgusting.
too,
But I think maybe because it's a newer city, so everything is clean. But I think it will remain clean because that is the way that they operate. They follow
Yeah.
rules,
follow
and
the
you can go to
protocol.
these convenience stores to print,
Oh, yeah.
to pay your bills, to buy anything, even though it's a bit more expensive than the supermarket. So don't fall for it. But yeah, it's
You
a
order
very
s-
convenient place. You can't go wrong.
Change.
The banking system is also very good.
Oh
Yes,
yes,
yes.
very convenient.
Going into the bank, not so much, but after you get your account
Yes,
open and you
yes,
have your card, you can transfer money easily.
And the ATM.
I was surprised when mobile banking was also very convenient.
Indeed.
Think it's mobile banking, so congratulations to National Bank.
Yeah.
And again, Taiwan is a lovely place to live, to study. I'm sure you see your friends and other people who are nationals who are there studying, living, and you see that they're not crying.
Yeah.
They're having fun. They're
Anymore.
studying and they're graduating and they're staying there for a bit. Some of them are teaching English there. Some of them are continuing the studies, from the bachelor's they go directly into their masters, and you have the opportunity to experience a different culture, a different language, a different place, a different continent. Come to Asia.
Also, just to plug, I have a children's song called Eat Fruits. That is another, those two words, eat fruits, because Taiwan is the fruit kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Saint
Pineapples, the
I
pineapples
love
up
Saint
there.
Kitts, right? But I'm looking around, you see a lot of street vendors and they have vegetables. Where are the fruits? Somebody gave me a spiced guava yesterday, delicious. My grandmother gave me some sugar apple from her garden, delicious. We have fruits, but not in abundance. In Taiwan, everywhere you
Every
turn, there's a
single
fruit
day,
market.
every single
It's the
day.
fruit kingdom. You can try different
Full.
fruits and you can live a healthy life. You can try being a fruitarian if you want to lose some weight, if you want to heal your body. So I would say eat fruit.
Like mangoes, we pick them in the summer. They are rich in fiber. Eat them to get your vitamins A and C. Fruits, we love them. There are many different kinds. They help our bodies and our minds.
Think you might like to study abroad? Listen keenly to these words of advice from some of our Taiwanese alumni.
Yeah, the association.
One thing that really helps people when they come to Taiwan is that we have an association, the Association of St. Kitts and Nevis Nationals in Taiwan.
Yes.
Connect with us and you will learn about what's happening in Taiwan. You'll get some advice about what schools you can apply to. So if you get the scholarship, join the Facebook group, Association of St. Kitts and Nevis Nationals in Taiwan, or the Facebook group is St. Kitts and Nevis Nationals and Alumni, right?
Yes.
In Taiwan, so alumni. So yes, join that and you can learn a lot about it and you can connect with us. Those of us living in Taiwan, we have a population now of nationals who are just working and living in Taiwan, not just studying.
Not just studying.
So we are building our community there. Some people used to say, come home, come home, come home. But there are different professions and different ways in which you can contribute and you don't have to just come home. You can send remittances and you can build a life there. I believe that this is important because, especially because we have students coming every year. If we have a community there who could support them and show them and they could learn and we could earn and build ourselves there, I think it's a good idea. So yeah, we have a community there, so join the community and come to Taiwan. It's a wonderful place. You will learn a lot about yourself and you will learn a lot academically, even though I'm not too concerned about that. You will grow. So come to Taiwan. As Danya said, Lai Lai.
Lai Lai, Taiwan.
Yes.
Also, there's a situation I heard that, you know, some people are coming to Taiwan and they're not really reaching out. Reach out. I really want to encourage you again to reach out to people who are there.
Yes.
We are
Who
here
was
to
there.
support you. Yeah, people who studied there and who are back home. Use the community as much as you can because there's a lot that you can learn instead of coming and being shocked and complaining.
Yes.
I really
Yes.
dislike because now we have such a strong and large community. We don't have to deal with that anymore.
I just want to add that, you know, the application process for the scholarships, the government scholarship, which MOFA and ICDF scholarship is open. They open January 1st, I think.
Yes.
Until March 15th. So please, this is a good opportunity for you to go to Taiwan to study. You can reach out to us, as Valencia said. You reach out to us and get more information about the scholarship. Reach out to the Ministry of Education and see what information they can give to you. You can reach out to the Taiwanese Embassy here in St. Kitts and Nevis, or you can even check their the Facebook, the website. Get the information. If you want to contact me, you can contact me, and we get we can assign someone to assist you. As well as I said, the community is very helpful, or the association is very helpful, and I would like to see many of you in Taiwan this year in September, especially seeing that we're celebrating 40 years of independence and 40 years of diplomatic ties with Taiwan.
With Taiwan, yes.
We'll have a grand celebration there in Taiwan, so hope to see many of you there in Taiwan with me in September.
Ambassador Francis, can I also add, because I know this is not something that is yet encouraged, but for those of you who apply, if you don't get the scholarship,
Yes.
you can still come. Because when you come to Taiwan as a native English speaker, there are opportunities for you to do side jobs. if you look at your parents, your aunts, your uncles, a lot of them went overseas to study. They had to take loans and they had to work. When you come to Taiwan, if you teach English, you will make money and you can cover your expenses. Of course, you might need some funds to get started. But if you can come without the scholarship, it is possible for you to have a good life, study, and gain everything that you can.
Yes.
So we don't really encourage that yet. Well, I don't really hear much people say it, but I think it's a great place to study. We look at the US and we look at USVI and we look at the UK and we look at Canada and we also look at even UE. UE is great. I think based on my experience living in Taiwan, you won't need to take a loan. If you can save some money, come, start working.
And instead you have to apply.
You will be your salary, your part-time salary.
It's just enough
great
for you to start
for you to live a good life.
Yes.
So even if you don't get the scholarship, you could consider coming still. So reach out to others who are living there, and we are here to support you.
We hope that this conversation has planted a seed of courage or further emboldened you to push past your fears, the what-ifs and maybes, to embrace the many possibilities of a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This is a doorway to harnessing and mastering your talents as you take the non-traditional yet extremely rewarding journey to success. Applications for both ICDF and MOFA Taiwan scholarships are open. Application procedures must be completed at the Ministry of Education before March 31st, 2023.
San, E.
Wodreda, I will show you hunger. Wodreda, I will show you hunger.